how relaxing is that there, you know, just trundling along, watching the ripples flowing out, making nice progress, the engine ticking over just nicely. Always marvel at this man-made canals. Been here since the 1800s. Absolutely amazing feat of engineering. But yeah, once them ripples are coming out, man, we're doing good, you know. I just like to just take it nice and handy, get where I'm going, you know. Enjoy the ambience. The countryside, try and keep the boat straight. Doesn't take much for it to go off course if you don't concentrate for a few seconds. Isn't that right, Angel? You alright, buddy? You enjoyed it, are ya? Are ya? Yeah, I'm gonna rename this boat Old Faithful, huh? It's been good to me. Looks like hopefully we're gonna have a nice summer, a nice long, hot, warm summer. Not too hot, but warm, be lovely. Maybe get out, meeting each other again. Good for the mind that you sleep well at night when you've been on the boat for the day. As if you don't get cramped, that is. Put a little bit of effort in. It always feels like an achievement to get from one place to another. As long as you're not in a hurry. Calm down, right? Just calm down, right? I was getting onto a bus in Liverpool one time, and the driver, he was bald with curls around the side. I said, how's life, mate? Rubbish, he says. I had a big head of brown curls when I started driving this bus 43 years ago. I said, you give that answer every day, ask you how you do, mate. You know, I'm from a place called Roscommon in Ireland. Roscommon, County Roscommon, you know, it's a rural county, like most of the counties are there, in the west anyway. But used to be a family friend called Tot. His nickname was Toss. Keaveney was his last name. And he was the Roscommon Fire Brigade. And there's Roscommon town, and about 20 miles away, a place called Boyle, County Roscommon. And if a fire broke out in a farmhouse in between Roscommon and Boyle, hello, in between Roscommon and Boyle, both sets of fire brigades used to rush out, and whoever got there first, basically, kind of Irish style, eh? And true story, not a true story, but anyway, Toss was heading out. That's exactly what happened. The farmhouse caught fire about 10 miles away, and Toss was racing out with the Roscommon fire department, and as they were turning up to the old farmhouse was on fire, there was an American guy coming along on a push bike, and he was obviously in hospital on holidays. But anyway, he shouted over to Toss in the fire engine. He says, hey man, I'm in the New York Fire Department myself. Is there anything I can do to help? And Toss looked at him and says, the New York Fire Department, he says. Goodness, that's great, he says. The lads from Boyle didn't get here yet. I love the old quick answers. I mean, he was a nice guy offering to help, you know. But the lads from Boyle didn't get here yet. I have a cousin called Joe, you know. I love him to pieces, man. What I like about Joe is that he's just himself, wherever he is. You just get the same Joe. He doesn't care, man. You know what I mean? He's not self-conscious. He's right, like, you know. He's the same wherever you meet him. But he came to my dad's funeral. And well, there was a big crowd at the funeral earlier on before Joe came. You know, it was a massive crowd, and the way it happens there is, you know, the body's laid out, pre-COVID anyway. Body's laid out, open coffin. All the family is sitting around the on chairs, and people walk in, bless themselves, pay their respect, you know, shake everybody's hand and say it's condolence, you know, and sorry for your trouble. And there was a friend of my dad's there, Vincent. He was in a bad way. There was tears rolling down his cheeks. He would have been a really good friend of my dad's. Probably remember times he spent with him. So, because we were all sitting around here, and then it went a bit quiet, and then Joe steps into the funeral parlour and just stopped in his tracks and stared at me dad in the coffin for a few seconds, you know, just staring at him. And we were all sitting there looking at Joe, you know, and just as if he's there by himself, he goes on the top of his voice, "Well, isn't he looking well?" Oh man, what a thing to say at a funeral, "Isn't he looking well?" I mean, a lot of people would think it, but they wouldn't say it like Joe would say it, you know what I mean? But you know, there's the sun's coming out again, man. Oh, beautiful, 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 beautiful. Angel! Oh, angel! He's peeing like a mad thing. But yeah, Joe, like, he lived in Birmingham for about 20 years, you know, traffic, Spaghetti Junction, but he went back, and well, he built a house eventually. There's a story about that, but anyway, he used to go to this little town called Elphin, E-L-P-H-I-N, Elphin, and well, what Joe used to like about it was just one big, long, wide street. Joe could pull up and pull over to one side, go off and do his shopping or whatever, and come back. But then the council decided that they'd put in this angle parking. So now Joe has to drive in, nose in, and reverse back out, like, you know. And Joe doesn't like that because it hurts his neck, he reckons. I didn't know, but I asked Joe, "Have you been to Elphin lately?" He says, "I have." I nearly cry before I go into it. Because of the way you know, I see stand-up comedy, and another Elphin story, and I had a gig coming up, and I told this woman, "Oh, why do you do it?" And like, I was kind of hurt, like, you know, I was about to walk my dog, and I says, "Well, there's only two reasons she can ask you a question like that. One is that you'd never do this off, and number two is that you're no good at it." Well, I hope she, I think it's probably that she'd never do this off, because she'd never seen me. Why do you do it? Like, so, but I was thinking, man, why'd she say a thing like that, like, you know? Anyway, so I was walking my dog, and I was thinking about this, and it was kind of I suppose a bit of hurt, really. It was a bit hurt, really. And she asked me that. So it was kind of raining, and I went to the park, and I come out of the park with my little dog, and as I turned to my left, I could see this Nissan Micra behind me, like, splurting, and cars blowing their horns behind them, and it pulled in alongside me. And there's a little old woman, man, she must have been in her 80s, big thick rimmed glasses on, and you know, the old wrap-around aprons. She pulled over, and she had the window down, and she was talking, "Come here, come here." Yeah. There was a big roundabout up ahead. She said, "I'm on the right road to Elphin." I says, "Yeah, straight at the roundabout." She says, "Is that right or left?" I said, "Straight." And she splurted off. So we're coming up to a nice, another nice little area here. A little people are moored along here. So I think we're coming near the locks now. I've got 12 locks to go through, and hopefully it'll go well. Over and out for now.